It's Monday, August 31st, and I want to encourage you to read with me James chapter 1. We're going to look at James one more time, and I want us to dive a little bit deeper or take a different course through this. Today, I want us to look at a passage in verse 19, where James is writing and he says, "But everyone must be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger." I think that the core value that James is really driving to is that we need to be patient people. Patient people because we know that God has purpose. Say that 10 times fast. Patient people who know that God has purpose. Patient people who know that God has purpose. In our lives, we have this joke that we shouldn't pray for patience because we know that God would give us the situations which will actually develop patience. We know that patience is a virtue, that we know that it's valuable, it's helpful. We look at those toddlers who can't wait, who get frustrated or angry when the situation is wrong and they lash out. We know that we've grown and developed, and we thank God that we are no longer like that. But are we all that we should be? Our joke sometimes really leads us away from the godly behavior. I want to ask you in the comments to define patience. How is patience defined in your life or in your mind? What does that really look like? Are you long-suffering towards the weaknesses or the faults, the inconsistencies, the unseemly mannerings manneristics of others? Are you patient? Now, we probably could look at a variety of situations in our life in which we could say, yeah, I really was, or I really wasn't. But are we leading ourselves towards a lifestyle of growth and development in patience? I remember one time we found out about this retreat that was happening. This church had organized a special ladies' retreat one weekend. And they were going to go to this beautiful resort. It was like a 4 or 5-star resort. They were going to enjoy all these special activities of pedicures and manicures. They were going to have a special chef come in to prepare their meals and their snacks. It was going to be just a top-of-the-line event all the way around. And in the midst of all of these wonderful, extravagant, plush, posh environment, they were going to talk about being content and developing patience. And to me, it just seemed a little bit ironic that patience really is not developed in those times when we're sitting in the lap of luxury. But patience is developed when we are in those moments of difficulty. The crucible is working in our lives. Patience is developed in difficult times. Patience is developed in those times which are lasting longer than we expected. Patience is developed in those times in which life churns so quickly and we weren't expecting what was coming our way. Patience is something that's important. Patience, and Paul would write to the church in Galatia, he said, don't become weary in doing good. Well, that's patience and perseverance in the positive attributes of the opportunities of life. How is patience developed? I want you to think today. Am I really living a life that is seeking to grow as God desires me to grow? Listen to what James says again. He says, everyone must be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. Verse 20, for the anger of man does not achieve the righteousness of God. We are to become his righteousness. We are to demonstrate his values in this world. God wants us to live in a way that reflects and honors him. This world needs to see individuals who have godly patience. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger. I pray as you set the course for this new week, as you seek to follow God into this new week, I pray that as you develop your mind this week, you will even pray for these opportunities. It will be a time of testing, but it will be a time of great reward. I pray that James chapter 1 is a blessing to you. Have a great day.